You back with your girls, Meesa and Meah from You Already Know. It's M&M Live Radio. And as you guys know, it's March motivation here on the show. And along with giving you that extra motivation you need, we're also going to be talking with some of the dopest women we know all month long. And we have this week's guest on the airwaves with us right here, right now.
That's right, Meesa. We did a collab with our friends at Hustle Pray Eat last year, and we've selected 2 winners for the great work that they're doing in their community.
Yes.
Listen, we talked to one of our listeners last month, but now it's talk to one of our other listeners right here, right now. We want to welcome Caira Jorden to the show. Caira, how are you?
Good. Hi, everyone.
Listen, we are so happy to have you. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for taking the time to hang out with us here on M&M Live Radio.
It's a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now let's go ahead and dive head first into
Yes,
this, okay?
go ahead and dive in.
So like we mentioned earlier, we did a giveaway in December last year with our friends at Hustle Pray Eat. Shout out to our friends there. And we wanted the winners to be nominated for the works that they've done in their community, okay? Now, you nominated yourself for the giveaway, which I think is so dope.
I know, you're right.
You told us already, but let us and everyone else know why you thought that you should be recognized.
I thought that I should be recognized because I had just jumped right into COVID, being a patient transporter at Piedmont, and I got to experiencing it head on. All type of patients coming in from the emergency department, dealing with patients already having COVID in the ICU. And I felt like I just changed the whole community within taking that chance to, help patients out and to experience the whole entire situation. So I had to nominate myself.
Listen,
Absolutely.
and I'm absolutely glad that you did, because you are playing a very big role in our world right now. And I know that sounds dramatic to say that, but we're in a global situation. So the fact that you have your hands are in that, this situation that we're in right now, it says so much. So take us to the beginning. Once you heard that you would have to be in close proximity of patients who had COVID-19, what was going through your mind?
It was very scary to deal with. And I felt like someone has to do it. We have to have someone in the healthcare industry trying to help patients, because at the same time, it could be a family member. It could be someone close to you, a friend. And I did not know that I would actually be really experiencing it head on like that. So it was hard, but I still got through it. You have to be strong to work in the healthcare field, especially with this type of pandemic going on. You have to have tough skin.
Yeah.
Right.
I can only imagine, because it's our very first time really being in a global pandemic. You know, it's something new to everybody. The CDC wasn't really able to tell us, with clear and concise information what was really going on. We weren't quite sure of where this pandemic had even came from, or where the sickness of the virus came from. So the fact that essential workers like yourself, and like a lot of the other healthcare workers that are, in the field, even the drivers and grocery store workers and whatnot, we truly tip our hats off to you, because honestly, you truly are the true heroes, in this story. But when it comes to healthcare workers and being an essential worker, different things of that nature, there's been a lot of people, a lot of organizations that have really been trying to show their love and show their support. So tell us, what has the love and support been like for healthcare workers specifically like yourself during this time?
So the love that's been shown, like, I have had a few people come up to me, like they might ask, like, what do you do? Or it might just fall in conversation that I work in healthcare. And they're like, thank you so much. Like, really appreciate you. And I did not realize like how much people show really appreciation. I just was never experiencing. It just made me feel kind of weird. Like, oh, I just work in the hospital. It's not really a big deal. But when the pandemic happened and I just like, I work at Piedmont, I do this, they're like, oh, thank you so much. Or they'll see me with my name tag on and they'll be like, oh, thank you so much. It's really brave of you to do that. So it's been a lot of love, and it really is appreciative.
Definitely. I feel like out of everybody right now, with the times we're in, people who work in the hospital have to be the most valued, because y'all are putting your lives on the line. You know what I'm saying? To help save other people's lives. So that's what makes it so beautiful. And I think that's the main reason why I feel like I'm glad that we have you on the show, because amidst us talking to influencers and artists and things like that, to talk to real people who are actually really making a difference as well. People who may not have all the clout and go travel around the world, but you're changing the world right from where you're at is so amazing. And I love that. Listen, guys, your girls M&M are hanging out with one of our winners from our Hustle Pray Eat giveaway, Caira Jorden. Now listen, was there ever a moment where you wanted to quit because of the amount of pressure of the constant reports and the effects that was coming around the pandemic?
Honestly, yes, like when I became pregnant, that was like a huge situation to deal with, dealing from like not being pregnant. And it's like, okay, if you get sick, but now you have a person that's growing inside of you, a baby growing inside of you. So, you kind of have to take those precautions. And sometimes they say, hey, you got to still gown up and you still got to go in there. Yeah, so I have some nurses that say, you know what? No, you're okay. And then it does make you want to kind of quit because it's like, you don't know if the virus going to go away or is it going to get stronger. You just got to like, pray that this is something that's going to go away. So yeah, it has been times where I have had those times like, but I have to. This is my passion. Also, I'm a very big music person, so I'm into like DJing and things of that nature. So this is like still like a passion for me being in healthcare, and I never thought that I would even go in this route.
Yeah. And even to hear that that's your passion to truly save lives and be in the midst of, assisting and facilitating with, trying to bring health and bring hope to families that are dealing with COVID-19 is such a huge thing. Now, it seems like the more I hear about, people interviewing healthcare workers and people in the healthcare field, they call them the heroes, but they're, of course, sometimes the humble beasts and certain people will, come out and say, I'm not a hero. I'm just doing what I'm called to do and different things of that nature. But truly you are doing what superheroes do, which are, which is to save lives. How do you personally feel when people call you and your colleagues the true heroes?
It's honorable actually, because I never thought that it will be like people will really look at you like that, like you're saving life, but you really are comforting. Like even when you come from like the emergency room and you hear like a patient is COVID positive and you just have to, they're getting the news that they have COVID and everybody has all these different thoughts about COVID. So I have to like make sure my patients are comfortable, and just to hear that you're a hero and thank you so much, because or they even tell you to be careful, like be careful now, be careful. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm good. Right. So, you have to have that tough skin, and it's really a pleasure to hear someone call you that.
Listen, definitely. You guys definitely deserve it. Now, like you said before, you are currently expecting right now, and congrats. Listen, so when your little one is older, what will you tell your baby regarding the role you played when it came to the global pandemic, like letting them know about the role that their mommy played when COVID-19 took over the world?
Yeah, because it's very historic.
Yeah, I was just telling my mom that today. I said, Mommy, like we were watching the news today and we just see how like there was teachers giving the kids the virtual hugs. I said, man, it's crazy. Like when your baby's born, you got to say like back then we didn't have no mask. So, I would teach my child, always be strong, go for what you love, even if it's a tough situation, you have to have that tough skin, go strong, don't give up, pushing. So that's just going to be something different for kids.
Listen, and your little one is going to be able to really say, like, my mom made such a huge difference.
Huge impact.
During this time. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like this is honestly a moment that your kid is going to see in, like, textbooks. You know what I'm saying? They can be able to say, like, my mom helped, like, patients during that time. And that's going to be so significant and so mind-blowing. And, Caira, I love having you on the show. Now, I do want to end on this note. I feel like there are so many people, unfortunately, who are undermining the pandemic and aren't taking it as seriously and things like that. Coming from someone who is working in the hospital and seeing people, fight this virus, what advice would you give to people who seem as if they're not taking coronavirus as seriously as they should?
I would say hygiene is a big thing. Everywhere you go, you step out, you touching everything. Please, like, wash your hands coming in and out. You may not, I know sanitizer is good, but it's good to actually take the proper hand washing precautions. Like, it's not just dip your hands and dry them off. Make sure you scrubbing your hands really, really good. Make sure you're wearing a mask, because a lot of people are not wearing the mask. Make sure you're wearing the mask, because I've seen some crazy Snapchat stories of people fighting people because they don't want to wear the mask. Like, wear the mask. So I would say that so we can get rid of this virus and we can move forward with having our normal lives.
Yes. Love that you even
listen
said that.
Listen to Caira, y'all.
Listen, she said soap and she said water.
Listen.
Okay, wear your mask outside the house. No, but seriously, Caira, we can't thank you enough. Thank you so much for hanging out with us on this week's show. But before you go, give everyone your social media so that everybody can follow you.
Guys, this is Caira Jorden. My Instagram is Frenchie X Marie, FrenchieX Marie.
Listen, guys, make sure you guys are following Caira on Instagram. And also, it's March Motivation here on M&M Live Radio, where we're motivating our listeners all month long. Caira, do you have any final encouraging words to give to our listeners?
Yes, I know this is a big radio show. I love it. Music artists, go for what you love. Keep pushing. Anything you're passionate about, keep doing it. Do not stop. I'm big with my underground music artists and my upcoming music artists. Keep going, keep pushing, and we're going to shoot to the moon.
Man, that's from superhero herself. Words of encouragement straight from her mouth to your ears. Now, thank you again for being on the show. We're so happy to hear that you are safe and you're making such a huge impact just in the comfort of your backyard in our community. And we'll talk to you soon, okay?
Okay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for being on the show. Now, to all of our listeners out there, keep it where you got it, because we have more music and more fire women coming up right here, right now.
That's right. Here's one of those songs. Listen to this jam right here, and we'll be right back. You're listening to You Already Know.
It's M&M Live Radio.